Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, the Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 10 of our Confederate Summer 61 campaign in version 1.09 using the A.O.M mod. Before we go any further, I did have two new unit requests, and right now they are in Recruitment Command West. We have the Kentucky Colonels under John Brackenridge, and the Fighting Tigers out of Louisiana. Right now they're under Colonel Hayes. Commander wasn't specified, so if you like a different commander, just let me know. And I'm recruiting one more brigade there. These three brigades are going to be the 4th Division for the Eastern Corps of the Army of Tennessee. If you like those brigades move to a different corps in a different army, please let me know. But for right now, that's what they are slated for, is the Eastern Corps of the Army of Tennessee. And almost complete with this corps. I'm recruiting the 2 engineer brigades for these 2 corps right now, and I have to fill out this cavalry division out there. But before we continue on further with that, it is now February 1st. So it's time to go over to monthlies, and then I guess we'll do we'll do the recap first. We did fight the 5th Battle of Manassas here. And we saw off, I think it was the Army of Occupation or the Army of Shenandoah was seen off. Can't remember which. There's so many armies operating over here right now. I just can't remember which one we fought at which time. And we have begun the sieges of Key West and once again at Fort Larned. So right now, Stanwadi's forces are assaulting the fort. I do believe this ticker has not moved. I did roll the clock forward one day. We did pause the game on January 31st. It's now February 1st, so I'm not sure if this has moved at all, but hopefully that'll head in our direction. And Corps Florida is down here, sieging Fort Zachery Taylor, and it's not looking pretty. It's not looking pretty at all. The siege isn't even that old. It's less than a month old, and he's already down by 50% of his provisions. And he's only being supplied through the port, which is shown as burning, so he's not getting much in the way of provisions through there. I can't show you his provision routes right now, but they're probably coming out of these trade points right here is where his provisions are coming from. I do have this ship set to patrol, so it should be dropping supplies with him on the patrol route, but I don't know if that feature works or not because I've never done it before. But supposedly it should be able to do that. Alright, moving on. We will now cover the February monthly. And there's quite a few things to talk about. So, current rating of our nation is A-. That shows A up here, but it's really A-. Our debt increased by another 25 million, so our liabilities are now at 190 million. Current economy cycle is recovery. Both population is mediocre increasing. Our tax revenues increased by 324 million during the last month. That doesn't mean much, and I'll show you why in a few minutes. Total export volume was 350 out versus 573 coming in. So that gap has gotten larger. Where it was shrinking, that gap is now increasing. And that probably has to do with the blockade fleets have been in place for so long now that they are very good at blockading. Because you do level up these fleets while blockading, and they get blockade perks. So they're probably getting much, much better at their job. So I need my ironclads in the ocean sooner than later. Average corporate production was 184 million and change of negative 39 million. And we're still lacking all the same items in our stocks. Let's see if our economy's changed at all. No, but still missing the same 6. And the ineffective companies all have to do with iron, so I do need more iron. I also need to improve the trade IPs, but that needs to wait for now. So if we come over to finances, we are hurting bad. Not overly bad, but we are hurting. So our total revenues are 337 million. Our total expenses are 374 million. And this has changed because I dropped down. This was actually 121 million. I dropped down diplomacy from 50 million down to 10. And forget what else I did to lower that number. But yeah, so I had this maxed all the way out so I could very quickly get the, where is it here? French weapons, which I'm subsidized for, but I need to have the Mexican intervention hit for that one. And the Prussian weapons, which is an extremely expensive funding project. It needs a funding of 18 million. I got 7.4 in there right now. So I don't know if I'll ever get the Prussian weapons. I think that expense is way out of control for just ordering those weapons, but they are very, very good weapons. But I just don't think I'd receive enough to have them make an actual difference. Speaking of which, I did notice, going to military real fast here, the foreign weapons, their cost changes depending on what your relations look like. Right now we're at 29%, so the cost of weapons has increased a little bit. When we were at 35%, the weapons were a little cheaper to buy, and they've gone up in price in proportion with the drop in our relations since the legal blockade started. So they have become more expensive to order, and we are still waiting on a ton of weapons. We just did get 10,000 more Enfields, but they have already been handed out, and they didn't go very far. The rifled artillery order, the 3-inch rifles, and the 6-pound wireds are both, since I'm producing these, they are still 211 days away each. Next batch of Enfields will not be arriving for another 84 days, and I just ordered these. So the blockade's got to be getting better because those are taking a little bit longer to come in now. The Lorenzes are 106 days away still. The Whitworths, which I ordered at the start of the game in the spring, or the summer, are still 214 days away. I'm not ordering any more of these because they're way too expensive and take way too long to come in. Reward muskets, like I said, don't bother ordering these damn things. They're actually worse than the Springfield muskets. So they're not even worth buying. And these are still 537 days away. I mean, that has dropped a little bit from, because I did pick up the project for weapons production, or weapons manufacturing project, so it does speed that up a little bit. And I ordered 10,000 Augustins. I don't think I'll be ordering any more of those as they cost 1.2 thousand per 1,000 stand. So that was an expensive order, and I really don't view them as worth having. So, and those are 246 days away. So I'm not going to be ordering any more of those weapons either. I'm going to be sticking to the Lorenzes basically for now, and the Enfields just to get every sorted and captured weapons. So, and weapons is what I need. So out of the 5 brigades I recruited just recently, the 2 engineer brigades and 3 combat brigades, I'm not recruiting anybody else until I have more weapons. I just can't put guys in the fields with mixed muskets. They're not going to survive, especially at 1,200 man brigades. Policy-wise, we're still working on Diplomacy 4. That is 28 days away from completion. And projects, what do we got here? Administration reform. I'm still waiting for another level of this to pop up, as this does speed up policies when you take them. It speeds them up by a few days at a time every time you pop that. So that should give me another 2.5% boost, which should bring everything down another 5 or so days on those clocks, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a big difference, especially in this game. Now, let's see what we got available to us. I'm not taking any of these 3, as I'm still waiting for another level of the farm mechanization to come out so I can get some more volunteers in. I want to send envoys, but I want to wait until I have the funding until I have the French weapons funded. Then I'll use the envoys to help with the intervention status. And let's see. And logistics reform has popped up. Good. So this is something we need. So finance logistics reforms in the nation's military. With improved laws, organization, coordination, and training, the nation's logistical capacity can be better utilized. This reduces the cost of troop movement using sea, river, and rail transportation, as well as cost of supplies. So this should reduce transportation upkeep and supply costs. So let's go over here real fast. So supplies depots are only costing me $68 million right now. They usually cost a lot more, and the Army upkeep's at 187. And that's because none of my units are at really full strength. So we're going to pop off on this. We'll roll the clock forward one day. And I want to see if that has any effect on those costs. Cost supplies minus 5.3%. So let's roll this over one day. That should be good right there. That doesn't look like it had any effect. So that wasn't even worth grabbing. Actually, it looks like my costs have gone up. I think it had the opposite effect. All right. Won't be doing that one again. As soon as I have the military subsidies available, I will be taking... where is it? I want the artillery reform. I really need the artillery reform. I want the cavalry reform. But what I do need right now is for the ironclads, the rebuilt ironclads. They don't take a lot to fund. Funding is $750,000, so I'll definitely be able to pop that off next month. All right. So I think that does cover everything, and hopefully we'll have a quiet February as the Army of Northern Virginia is a little beat up, and I need them to recover. And that's where the unions perform most of their operations right now. So hopefully we can make it through to March without anything happening, but I highly doubt that. So I will be back. Alrighty, we have captured Fort Larned, so we can start moving forward with our plans in the west. So I was just watching this siege go on, and if you look down here where my mouse is, this was actually in the Union's favor, but I think they ran out of supplies before we did. So they have surrendered. I did lose almost 700 men in that fighting. And I didn't capture anybody from the garrison, which is a little weird. Slow that down. Still showing him as having the siege. But Larned is now ours. And he's now being supplied from there. So hopefully his supplies go up. Showing 63% supplies, but he has a ton of ammunition and no food. So he needs to sit for a few days. And I'm going to see if he can send him down here and take this supply node there, which should increase my trade revenue. I'm going to send him east here to Leavenworth. And I may have to get the Western Department on the move to help support him, even though they are under strength right now. 65 going up to 11. 4,300. Oh, I outnumber these Union forces pretty handily over here. That's not a big issue at all. I can easily handle those men. So it looks like this operation, even though it's winter, will be continuing along. As soon as I give a few days of rest to Stan Waddy's corps out here, I will be shipping him back east to Fort Leavenworth. Not send him out west over here, take this Colorado, New Mexico supply node, and then send him off to Fort Leavenworth. Let's see if this draws off any Union troops. I don't know because I've never taken this fort before, and I've never seized Leavenworth before, so I don't know how the AI is going to react to something like that. So I don't know if they're going to magpie it or they're going to ignore it. If they do ignore it, I'm going to push them up here to Oregon Territory. Not Oregon Territory. What territory is that? Nebraska. Saying that because the Oregon Trail was in my, the name of the Oregon Trail is in my face. So I'll send them out here to seize this node and possibly take down Fort Kearny over here before moving on to Omaha City. So I don't think we could. The only thing up here is Dakota Village, so I'm not even going to send anybody up there because I don't think that's even a seizable node. Yeah, it shows you can seize it. So I want to see if this can flip. If that can flip, that might change my strategies for future campaigns going forward. But that's a big win for us. Now we just need to win down in Florida. And we're going to lose this one. But that's fine. I got no problem with that whatsoever. He'll just go back again. Just keep leveling up until you can do it. I don't think I set those fleet orders correctly. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work out. We'll see. See that up there, but I don't. It's only a one ship's tender, so I don't think it can supply him. It looks like it dropped off ammunition. I mean, he has more than enough men to storm this fort. They got 53, 32, 90. I mean, they got less than 100 men in there. A little over. I got like 104 men in there. You should easily be able to storm that. Well, let's just send you back up here. Alright. If anything else happens, I'll be back. Alright, my boys. We have done it. We have taken Fort Zachery Taylor. So, we were losing the siege while standing off in the gunfight, so in a last-ditch effort, I had Bragg start assaulting. And, we did take some casualties. 466 men, 43 killed, and 81 missing. Once again, we didn't capture any of their men, but casualties 135, so that's the entire garrison. So we now control all of Florida. It's time to move. You know, I'll let them sit there in the Keys for now and take a little bit of vacation. You boys deserve it. Enjoy your time down the Keys. Hopefully a hurricane won't come through. It's that time of year. Alright, now we just need to get my ironclads into service. And Virginia's only at 82%, so how much longer till that ship is finished? Another 67 days. That's not good. So I'll have one ironclad for April. And as soon as I pop off on the subsidy, I will put 2 more into production depending on the cost. Because I do need... This is why... There's a big problem here. So you see, this one has gone orange over here. The big problem... And where my revenue losses are all the way back up here. As this fleet's become so good at blockading, where it has so many ships, that these are now in the red. Yeah, negative 9.2. This one's at negative 7, I believe. And this one's not so bad as my small squadron here is alleviating the blockade status. I have to give Bramborough credit for that one, as he's the one who pointed it out in one of his videos. But it's still not good. This one's down by 13 million because this is a 4-star port. This is as big as they get. So he's down by a lot because of the blockade. If I get this blockade cleared off, my revenue problems should pretty well be solved just on that one port. But I'm still planning on increasing the size of either Mobile or New Orleans. New Orleans is already at 3-star, so I'll probably increase New Orleans. But you see, their fleets are getting better at blockading, so I do need to start taking care of them. I can only see the 2nd Gulf Squadron. I know there are 2 out here that the mod gives you 3 of them down here, so I got to find the other 2 still. And I'll hunt them down once I have those ironclads in the water. So right now, our southern and western strategies are working for now. The Gulf strategy will only work with the ironclads, and the western strategy is a total toss-up. He's still in the yellow. I'm showing him in quarters. Wonder why. How long until 82 days, and that's probably because he's not in friendly territory. So actually, I'm going to send him down here to Muskogee. Put him in friendly territory. They can hang out with the Indian allies down there for at least a month, get them back up, and then I'll send them over to take this node. Because any type of marching I have to do is going to really hurt this unit, because there's no supplies out here whatsoever. So when I send them back up again, I'll probably send them by river straight to this point, and then send them by river back down to this road here so they can start marching up, and possible, what town is that? Topeka. Once they're in Topeka, hopefully they can get supplies from Topeka. And there's a coal mine out here. I don't really need coal, though. Better if that was iron. Alright, things are looking up for us now. So I'll be back if anything else happens. Here we go again. Same old shit again. And here comes McClellan, once again taking another swipe at Lee. So, I actually haven't advanced the game maybe an hour since I had you guys on last. So I guess taking that fort pumped these guys into action, or they're just doing some stupid winter stuff again as usual, because I'm sitting in Manassas Junction. But I do have an opportunity here. So I'm going to have all my forces on the field within 4 hours. Army of Shenandoah's first reinforced Army of Occupation is going to be on the field, and their first reinforcements are not arriving for 7 hours, then 13 and 12. So I have, it's 11 a.m. now, going on 11 a.m. I don't know what will be on the map, but it should be that time. I can knock out the Army of Occupation. That's basically a division strength right there. Or actually under a division strength of soldiers right there with their infantry, cavalry, and artillery. If they even have any cavalry. And I can win this battle within a few hours, hopefully. Because they're coming at me with 66,454 infantry, 1,000 cavalry, and 37 guns. To my 37,000 infantry, 2,200 cavalry, and 37 guns. So guns were even on, but I'm heavily outnumbered in the infantry department. And the Army of Potomac is not that well armed as of yet. Nobody really is. So I'm going to take this opportunity to go hit them hard, punch the Army of Occupation in the face before anybody else arrives on the field. So I'll be back after the load screen. All right, welcome to 6th Manassas. All right, we have to defend Groveton, but we can deploy all the way up here. And the Union is, looks like they're only coming, nope, they're coming in from down here too. By McLean's Ford. So they got 3 entry points. So I got to find the Army of Occupation before anybody else comes onto the field. Oh, these guys were 7 hours away. Now they're 4 hours away. 10 and 8. So these numbers have changed. Right now they have 8,500 on the field, 8,000 infantry, 150 artillery. So it's McClellan, Buell, McCall, and Heinzelman. Can't remember if he was in charge of First Corps before or not. So I'm fairly certain that they are going to be along the Warrenton Pike here by Centerville. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my cavalry division out towards McLean's Ford just in case. Get them on the road over here. That's Lee's brigade. You stay there with Lee. Range counter battery. No initiative. I'm going to say, yeah, so I only need this one cavalry division to go watch over here at McLean's Ford while I go basically come straight down this road towards Centerville. I'll deploy my army along this line until I get sighting of the Union forces. They may just be in front of my face, too. So, 2nd Division's in the center. They can lead. Some skirmishers. 3rd Division, you're good there. First, you guys do most of the fighting, so you guys can sit back here in reserve for right now. May not even end up using the artillery. Get you guys lumbered up. So I'm going to push right down the Warrenton Turnpike right here. 2nd leading, 1st behind. And I'll push up 3rd and 4th if I see it necessary, but it shouldn't be necessary. So I'm going to get this kicked off, and I'll be back once I have contact with the enemy. So it looks like I was wrong on where the Army of Occupation was. So my cavalry division is seizing the entry point at McLean's Ford, and Lee's bodyguard cavalry is seizing the entry point at Centerville. So that just leaves, what is that, Charlotte? What's the name of that? The Chantilly entrance. Oh, there they are. Now we see them. There these boys are. In the woods right there, not even moving. So he's probably waiting for his reinforcements to arrive, which I am about to delay heavily. That point is seized. And this one's about to be seized. Let's see how much that just seized in that one point. Our Shenandoah is now in 2 hours. I should have delayed them. But they might be coming in from this point behind them, so I'm going to go seize that next. So I highly doubt they have anybody back here, so Maury, go make a run around. So I was a little worried because I didn't have them spotted. I just started counter-marching 1st Division back towards the defense point, but looks like I can change my plans with that and get ready for an attack over here. Wow, these guys are still coming up. They're there. Put you guys in reserve right there. Artillery. Let me just line you guys up right there. Unlimber you. I'm not going to have the best sighting in the world, but we might be able to do something. Alright, now I know where they are. We can go hit them. Let's see if that delayed anybody now. 8 and 7 and 2. Nope. Still doesn't show a delay on any arrivals. And it should be, because I highly doubt they're all arriving from this one point. Sort of the cavalry division over here now. It'll be a minute before he gets his orders from Lee. And 1st Division, you can halt. I'm going to ship 1st Division out here just to sit along the railroad cut, just in case. Don't think I need them there, but I'm just going to send them anyway. So I'll be back once I get this action kicked off. Alright, I guess it was just taking a little bit of time for that stuff to update, so even though they don't have any entry points left, it still shows 17 hours for the Army of Shenandoah, 14 for the 1st Corps, and Department of Washington at 22. So I don't know where they would come in from, as there's only 2 uncontrolled points, and I control the rest, including the 2 that they started with. So I don't know where they would even come in from, unless it still hasn't updated yet. But I'll be kicking this attack off here fairly, probably about 1 p.m. in game time, because I'm letting this play at 1 by, just so I can, I think this is all their forces right there with nothing else. But I want a better idea of the dispositions before I do anything. So I'll be back. Alrighty, I'm moving my divisions into their kickoff points. 2nd Division on the right, 3rd Division on the left. And which division is this? 4th Division in the center, supporting the 2 of them. And I've ordered 1st Division, which was still moving to their blocking positions here. I ordered them to come around their rear, along the railroad cut here to block off this road. Really, probably not necessary, but I'm doing it just in case any of their units decide to retreat in that direction. I should be able to pick up a few prisoners. And I got Lee's bodyguard cavalry moving down to this edge of the wood. And they'll dismount and sit here and just watch this exit point, really. See, cavalry divisions. Oh, they're finally coming up here. All right. They were still a ways off, so I'm going to order them up also. So I did recall my skirmishers, as I'm not going to have them open up the fight because they don't have skirmishers out. So I'm just going to march my battle lines into them. Starting here with 2nd Division because they are facing in this direction. So I'm going to march 2nd Division in here. And this will hopefully turn these guys' flanks to 3rd Division. And they'll come in on the other flank. You up closer along with Lee. So I didn't realize that they were hanging out all the way back here with the engineer brigade, which is just, doing engineer things, trying to level up. And they're almost to perk 2. As always, the engineers always get their full perks first because they just build stuff. No fighting necessary. Oh, and I also have the artillery coming around here. They're not really able to support because of these woods. I'm just trying to see if they can get a better firing position, but it's going to take them forever to get around that way. So they're basically out of this fight. Let's advance your boys to there. Hampton's Legion, Coke's Brigade, and the Rockbridge Rifles, which is the newest viewer unit in this army. And they only have Derringers still. I gotta upgrade. Everybody needs upgrades. You got some Springfields and Enfields in that division, but every army needs upgrades. So the rifles are just kind of spread around at this point. What route are you guys taking? Jeez. About to get his orders. Speed this up a little bit. Very good. Move forth in just a little bit closer. I don't have to rush this at all. 16, 20, and 12. I don't know how they would get on the field, but it shows them still arriving. But this will be done before then. So 1400 now. Still got a few hours left. Their morale is at 40. It's not very high. It's not going to take much to get these guys gone. Now he finally got his orders okay. Some of these brigades are in marching column. So they are in the woods. They do have cover. It's going to take a little bit extra to push them out, but not too much extra. And let's make sure all the commanders are on rally. Beauregard's feuding with Lee, so none of these guys are at long range, are they? No. God damn it, every time I think my phone's on silent. How many messages am I getting at the same damn time? Jeez. I think it's where I am in the house. Reception kind of goes in and out a little bit. And they are not reacting at all. That's never a good sign. Hell, 1st Division gets into position. I'll just push these guys in alongside them with everybody else. I basically got their army surrounded totally. When you look at it. They are surrounded. They got nowhere to go. But the AI is not going to let me capture all these brigades. All right. Time to start pushing in. Everybody's at long range now. Good. You guys can dismount. I basically have Little Mac in his worst nightmare. Outnumbered and surrounded. The one thing he always feared the most. It never actually happened. And these guys are going to be just out of range to hit that brigade. And they're still not reacting. And this is a little odd. They are not reacting at all. That's just not good. blob up because I got stuck when that happens. You guys get your orders yet? There we go. Take a minute for those orders to arrive, so I'll start pushing them into the woods. You can hear him give him the bugle call, but he's still going to wait for orders from Beauregard. Look at that, right outside of range, and they're in a perfect position to just shoot away. Gray and yellow. This Hampton Legion, that is just... Oh, the yellow in this game is just fugly. Especially on the uniforms. I'm about to hear some firing pretty soon. Where the hell's that dispatch rider coming from? He's not there yet. There we go. Now we got a reaction. Oh, hell, I might as well send in 1st Division on this flank. Jeez. And they turned just enough to no longer be in range. If I get this one brigade with all 3 of these. They're not at long range, yeah. Alright, move forward and hit them. Now their artillery's firing. You guys move to there. These guys should be in range fairly soon. Advance up there. As long as I can put fire on from 3 brigades, I'll be happy. He's going to take... There was that dispatch rider. Alright, they'll have no long range orders soon, then I'll push that division in. Now only that 1 brigade's reacted. Left side of that dispatch rider. There he is. This brigade will be supporting soon. There's already 89 casualties. See? 93. This brigade will be supporting soon. We'll rip that brigade down pretty fast once those 2 are in the action. Come on, dispatch rider, get through there. they're already breaking. Once this brigade breaks, we have the rock bridge going for this battery. That dispatch rider's almost there. With those long range orders. Thing is, with the AI, they were waiting for the other corps to arrive. The fact the rest of this army is not reacting is not good. Just not an exciting fight. Because they were supposed to be attacking, they didn't build any defensive works either. Alright, pushing on. You still haven't gotten your long range orders? What the hell? There's a dispatch rider. Fuck it, move in. Go gang rape this brigade. Alright, Rockbridge, get in there. You guys need some action. Boys, come up and hit these brigades. I wish I had something better than the Derringers for these guys right now. Now they're reacting. There's one brigade is. Now they finally got their long range orders. Come on, we got to bag McClellan with this one. Actually, no, we don't want to bag McClellan. We want to keep the bad commander in charge. Come on, take that battery down. Get some experience points in. Good, everybody's getting some experience out of this. Still haven't taken down this battery. Death of an army right here. Come on, McClellan, right into my rifles, commit suicide. Give yourself an honorable death. There they go. We'll finish breaking these brigades. %, casualties. 2-to-1 casualties right now just because I was on the attack. But they're all breaking, so won't be taking too many more. Down to 1,067. There's some heavy casualties in that last fight. Push in there. Keep pushing. Bag these boys. Don't let them get away. Charge in their rock bridge. Let's speed this along. Nobody surrendered, damn it. That's everybody. That's our army broken. I was hoping to give them more casualties. They had so few on the field. We only got them to 17%. Just let this clock roll off a little bit. It was just fine. Here we go. I did lose 611 men in that attack, but I was attacking, so you're always going to take casualties on an attack. There's just no avoiding it. You know, it's a battle. Not much of one, but it was 63, 64. This would be considered a skirmish, really. So we did cause 1,600 casualties among his infantry and took all 10 guns for a total of 1,700 casualties out of his 8,500 man force. Let's go and hopefully I don't get that bug going on here, because I want to see how the one unit that did fight, that was from Ellis' brigade, Stonewall Brigade, Donaldson's brigade. No, I'm looking at the wrong corps. It's Corps Shenandoah, Corps of Potomac. So that would be, yep, Rockbridge Rifles. They only caused 49 casualties. It took them a while to get on top of that battery. Wish they'd moved just a little bit faster. And the other two units are in 1st Division. That's mine and Worms' units. North Durham caused 118. That's why is that? All right. Okay, clicking on some over here sometimes this is thrown off. So the Durham Rangers caused 118, and that's Worms' brigade, and my brigade caused 330. Huh. A little more firing than I thought they did. All right, so let's clear out of here. So, not much of a battle. I think it took me more time to get my army into position than it actually did to fight that. Because like I said, with the A.O.M mod, the orders do go out slower. Plus, we're marching these guys around in the winter. It just takes a while for them to move around, too. So, whereas really hoping for allowing his army to rest for the winter. He got half the month for a little bit of rest, but that's fine. So, nobody got famous out of that fight. I think that's the first fight where no one has gotten famous. And I do have the news crew attached to Lee's headquarters. Let's see. Enemies reportedly suffered total casualties of 1,678 men. There are 118 killed and 549 captured. The morale is believed to be unstable. I believe that. Our casualties total 611 men, with 66 killed, 80 missing, and the rest wounded. It says our supply situation is critical. I don't think it is. We've captured 1,134 rifles and 4 guns from the battlefield, and we sent an additional 552 men down to Andersonville Prison. All right. How many guys we got shoved into Andersonville right now? Oh, there we go. 7,049 out of 7,250 we can hold. So the A.O.M mod does increase how many soldiers you can hold in there. So I think base game is 5,000, or did they increase it again with the last update? I can't remember. Why the hell is that stuck down there? So let's clear all this off. And Rosso's fleet is the reason that message keeps popping up is Rosso's fleet is on raid, and I think the blockade fleet is just like sitting on the edge of his raiding radius, so he like keeps leaving port, going into port, never making contact. Alright, actually, I do believe we will call it an episode here. I did drag that fight out on the video a little longer than I should have. I should have cut a lot more of that. But I think one fight per video is fine. So we're now halfway through February. And spring campaign season should be starting up in mid-February. So I got another month before the spring campaign season kicks off. And that all depends on what the Union does. Let's roll this off a little bit here. See how far it forces everybody back. Why hasn't this moved? Alright, something's going on there. This soul should have moved. Something's up. Now I'm going to do this as a second hard save, but we'll end this episode here. So if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, and you've not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember to hit that bell icon so you're alerted when the next videos come out. If you'd like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know. Type of unit, what state it's from, uniforms, weapons, officers, and I will oblige you on all counts if possible. And comments. Guys, please keep them coming. I've been getting some great questions from you guys about the campaign, and I love answering that stuff, so keep them coming. Well, you guys are constantly sending me messages. You know what I'm talking about. Just keep those things coming. I do love them. And I will see you all at the next episode on Friday.